So we got a few things, man, that have kind of transpired over the past couple of days this week. And I got a couple of things, man, I really just want to talk about. So look, man, y'all go ahead, get strapped in. Let's get ready to talk. All right, so right out the gate, man, I want to say congratulations to Lydia from Fight Connect TV. She has been added to, I guess what we could call now is the ESBC family, right? She's going to be joining the likes of like Cynthia Conte, Ryan O'Hara, as a part of the game's team to help bring that immersiveness when it comes to interviews and things like that to the game. And it's huge, man. It's a very big deal. But this was it was a big deal, and you can definitely see by the amount of attention that this was getting on Twitter and just social media in general. The thing is that it wasn't just that they got announced and that she got announced. There was also a sponsorship that was announced with ESBC and Fight Connect TV, which is huge, man. It's big. It just means that ESBC is consistently growing, but they're consistently bringing in really strong talent to help make this and bring this game with the best experience possible when fans finally get it in their hands. On top of that, Lydia did throw out that she would be helping with post-fight interviews. And it was something that we didn't really know about until now. So now we have it confirmed. So congratulations to Lydia, congratulations to Fight Connect TV, and congratulations to all of us for finally finding out for sure that we will have post-fight interviews in the game. All right, so now I want to turn my attention to early access. And honestly, I kind of want to correct really myself and kind of the way that I've been thinking a little bit. So first, what I want to do is I want to play the last thing we heard about early access from Ash Habib.
The roster, the expectations, we have to make sure we do justice to the names, whether it's Muhammad Ali, Canelo Alvarez, or the upcoming reveal. We can't rush something that we know everybody is excited about, including us with our own high expectations. So what this means is the early access window for this summer won't happen. Now I realise some of you will be disappointed by that. We also realise it's been 10 years since the last licensed boxing game, which has been frustrating for those of us who love boxing. That's the primary reason this studio was created. What we cannot do, and what we won't do, is rush for short-term success. That's not the kind of studio we are. We want to do this right. This is why we're not going to announce a launch window. The next announcement on this topic will be a specific release date. I'm hoping you can see the progress we've made in this gameplay video and the passion for what we're trying to achieve.
Okay, so you all heard Ash. What I actually found that was really important was not so much what he did say, but what he didn't say. Okay, I have really been under the impression that early access just was no longer a thing. He actually did not say that. He never said that early access was not a thing. He did say that early access for the summer was not going to happen, but he never actually said that early access was never coming. And that is actually further pushed when you actually go to their Steam page. Now, as you can see on the Steam page, early access is still actually advertised there. Down at the bottom, you actually see where it says a release date and it says coming soon. Now, we've all talked about the release date. We've all talked about that one of the original projections was going to be the end of the year, this year, so December. Now, here is the thing. I don't believe that this is saying, because I can understand that it can be a little bit confusing and it seems a little murky, right? Here is where I have kind of like drawn the line with it. So I believe that early access is still possible, right? We know that because Ash never said it's not going away. I also think that it's very important that early access is still advertised, knowing that the early projection for the actual game release was for December. They also said that they didn't want to commit to an actual release date yet. And when they did talk about a release date again, that we would be really getting a committed release date. Now, I think it's important that early access is still there, especially when everybody is out there saying that the game ain't ready, it's not good enough, they're gonna push it back until summer, what have you, of 2022. I think with early access still being an option, then it pushes the right message that we can still get this game out as projected in December, even if we haven't put all of the necessary polish that we would like onto the game. We could then possibly, okay, and I put that in big giant air quotes, possibly do an early access for December and push the game out and actually get it into the hands of our fans. So you guys let me know. I know that early access and release dates is a really big topic. So you guys let me know down in the comments, man, how y'all feel about that. Whether that suffices. Would it be great to do an early access in order to get the game out still by what a lot of people still see as the projected release date? All right, lastly, but definitely not least, I want to talk about Sunny Edwards. If you don't follow, or if you don't know who, first off, you don't know who Sunny Edwards is, he's the current IBF flyweight champion. So if you don't follow Sunny Edwards on social media or Twitter, you probably should. He is extremely vocal, especially when it comes to ESBC. And honestly, I think I check his Twitter feed daily because you never really know when Sunny may potentially like accidentally stumble and drop something about ESBC that might be in the realm of NDA. So yeah, if you don't follow him, you definitely should follow him. I want to talk about Sunny because recently he was at Steel City Interactive and he was getting a mocap session in, as you can see, with the producer holding the mitts. Now, I really want everyone to kind of pay attention to the markings that you see on the ground, because I know that this is probably one of those things that are going to get questions asked. Now, those markings in particular, all right, after kind of some side conversations, because I know absolutely nothing about motion capture, but after some side conversations and a little bit of research, to the best of my knowledge, what I can gather is that those positionings that are the tape that you see on the floor is not necessarily where the individuals who are doing the recording or what have you for the motion capture, it's not that they have necessarily said, you stand here. What it potentially could be is where Sunny has actually done his initial stance. They make markings on the ground, and what those markings are for is in between scenes when they do a recording. So if you need a visual, if an individual was to say, like Sunny, throw a left uppercut or throw a left hook, then he would throw the hook. Naturally, as a fighter, more than likely you're going to move your feet. He throws the hook, and then in between scenes, he has to come back to that point. So if they record or re-record, then he's back into the same position again. Okay, now, another individual I want to bring up is Dean Sheriff. Now, if you've been around the channel long enough, you know I've talked about Dean. He is the co-chairman of Empire Pro Tape, and he's literally just about anywhere you could find a conversation about ESBC. Now, Dean actually brings up a pretty good point. What if they were potentially using Sunny Edwards, because he is at least it does seem like he's around the studio a lot. But what if they were potentially using Sunny Edwards as the baseline for recording mocap for any fighter that's in the game that's not considered marquee? We know that the marquee fighters are more than likely going to be the ones who get into the studio, who are able to do mocap to actually bring their ultimate likeness in and their fighting styles into the game. Now, for non-marquee fighters, how would you guys feel about Sunny Edwards basically being the baseline for that? Okay, so I'm gonna leave y'all with that. We can have that conversation down in the comments. This was a little bit longer video than what I usually do, but there was so much information, man, after kind of not getting a whole lot, that I really wanted to get it all out there to you in one just kind of like big dump. So let's talk about it, man, down in the comments. Like I tell y'all every time, appreciate y'all for coming back to the Coach's Corner. Catch y'all on the next one.